Okay, so I'm Jane Lively, and you probably have yet to see me in this context because I'm mostly not on video, but I got a new laptop and it can do video. There's a lot of space on it. My other laptop could not have, like, it had 4 gigabytes free, and then every video that I would record would take like 2, 3 gigabytes, and then it would crash. So, could not really do that anymore, especially since I was unwilling to give up my Sims 4 DLC in game off of that. But now I have a new one on which I transfer that, so problem solved. I blog at Lemon and Lively. If you like, the Evergreen edit has mostly been like like it's been disconnected from my blog by design, not because like, oh, I'm embarrassed of it or oh, this is completely separate. It's been disconnected from my blog by design. I was working on my whole email marketing flow and setup. I've also been dealing with chronic illness. I'm currently in a chronic illness flare up. It has not been great. The past week has been really awful for me. So I focused on my blog. It's been a really big, like, vlogging full time is something that I want to do. It's something I've been like, this is what I'm meant to do. But now it's starting to feel like, oh my gosh, this is like, I have to do this because how else am I going to survive? There's nothing, like, I've tried to find other things. There's nothing else that really like is compatible. So now I have no choice. And that's a bit difficult. I've been grieving things that I can't really do or possibly anymore because I don't know. And it's just the brain fog is sort of going away. I have tried to record this thing 3 to 4 times now. I think this is my fourth. Initially, I couldn't because the audio got turned off. And so my face, I have the neuropathic itch, and my face is getting tingly. So this is going to be an interesting experience for me. Probably interesting insights into my personality for you. So I blog at Lemon and Lively. I'm a lifestyle blogger. I describe myself as a lifestyle blogger. I'm not a niche or like specifically nicheless blogger. I feel like nicheless and lifestyle could totally be used interchangeably, and for the purposes of like sounding cool, totally yes. Or like the purposes of attracting that nicheless audience, yes. All the yes. However, oh, cannot do that? Okay. However, I am not a niche blogger. I do not like, I blog about specific topics sometimes. I have my focus topics, but like niche bloggers are more of like basketball players. They're basketball players. They throw their content into one basket, their content ball into one basket, and that's it. And then eventually, whenever that topic is just fully exhausted, or they are burnt out, or it's not trendy anymore, they have to pivot. They go to play on a different team, and then that team has a completely different culture. It has different terminologies, they have different plays. Their fans react to the plays so differently. They have to learn the whole thing all over again. I don't really care for basketball. I know a little bit more about baseball, so I consider lifestyle blogging to be more like baseball, where you have bases and those are like your connection points. And then the pitcher throws and then you bat it, and then it goes to like someone who catches it. And then those like complement your blog. And I don't know that much about baseball either, but it makes sense to me that that's more like what lifestyle blogging is, like lifestyle and niche blogging, two different ball games that are being played. One is not inherently better unless you've got like, sports fans are always like you've got diehard basketball fans and diehard baseball fans who are like, no, basketball is better. No, baseball, basketball, baseball. I'm not playing the game. I don't care. I really don't. I don't. Like, I do not even want people like that in my audience. And I feel like I am very particular about who I want in my audience. So the people like that are often so deterred because they find my blog so absurd that they just do not enter it, and that is great for me. They do not enter the field, they do not sit in the stands. It's great. And then sometimes they do, and they're like the former blog coaches that I have who would look at my blog right now and be like, what is this? It makes no sense. Like, I can think of one specifically who would be like, what is this intro? Like, I'm Jane Levy, rebuilding my life out of autistic burnout by embracing who I am now, not who I used to be. That doesn't serve the audience at all. No, it doesn't. But it does connect with people. Like, people will read, like, rebuilding my life out of autistic burnout. That's a thing. By embracing who I am now, because autistic burnout, okay, killed who I used to be, basically, and everything through autistic burnout also, that is gone. Okay. Then they'd look through the post and they'd be like, okay, you've got a post on writing helpful blog posts that connect, but then you've got a life update. How does that prove to me that you know how to connect with your audience? And then you've got a guide on writing autistic characters. Okay. Clearly you don't know how to connect, like, write these posts that connect with your audience. If you've got to write about autistic characters too, like, you don't know what you're doing. And then you go back to talking about giving blog tips, and then you're talking about reframing autistic traits, and then you're talking about surviving retail. Like, you have no idea what you're talking about. And yet, without factoring in that all of this does indeed work for me. It works for me. It works for my audience. The biggest struggle that I have had that I did figure out how to solve this year, especially in the last, like, 2 quarters of 2025, is how to, because I have the traffic and I could even easily get people to subscribe to my blog. That is not hard for me. I could not figure out how to link up what I wanted email marketing to be with what I wanted as a blogger. So I was listening to a lot of online business advice, but that's not what I want my blog to be. And that was the disconnect that I was struggling with. It was the disconnect, like, it was just disconnecting me from everything. So I just distanced myself from that, like, from everything on purpose. I stopped trying to like, I stopped trying to fit in and stopped trying to, like, package myself so that I would fit in. And I really focused on my blog and what I wanted to do and what I liked to do. Like, these graphics right here are basically pin graphics for me. And I find that they do somewhat work on, like, they are working. Like, I love this graphic. It is not anything like you would see on Pinterest, but I love it. And I love that it's on my blog. And then I figured out how to, like, position this in a way. Position this in, I don't know if that's, you can see. I'm just going to do it. Oh no. I've figured out how to position this in a way that, like, it shows up on here, right here. And that is, like, so cool for me. Not all of them work out, like, perfectly. Like, this one is not great, but this one did work out really perfectly. It's just centered and it works. And you know what? I love it for me. I love it for me. Oops, busy. I love it for me. And that's what matters. I went to blog coaches several times trying to figure out how to connect, like, my email marketing, how to use email marketing for myself as a blogger, and then how to do blogging the way that I wanted to. And they always, like, every single one of them were like, well, you have to niche down, which, again, I'm not playing basketball. I would much rather play baseball, preferably on a Wii, but, like, those are not out anymore. They're not in circulation. They're not sold. Gotta figure something else out to, like, be able to do something like that, because I actually enjoyed it. But, like, I'm not playing basketball. I'm not. So I spent like pretty much the entirety of 2025 figuring out like, okay, what could I do that is sustainable for me, that like sustainable meaning I can keep up with it. I can set it up myself and it's low maintenance AF. Like does not need a lot of maintenance at all. So I did that. And so far it's been working really great. The Evergreen Edit has not been linking to my blog because working on things behind the scenes, but that is in the works of being changed as I now have like I felt like not having email marketing figured out, I could not focus on anything else really. Like I struggled to focus on the content because I was like, okay, I feel like I'm just like, throwing stuff at a wall and hoping that it sticks when actually everything is bouncy balls. Like it was not working for me. And I felt like if I'm going to do this, if this is going to actually be a thing for me, if I'm going to go full time blogger, where blogging is my primary source of income, that is my career path, my job. I do run a business full time. I do not work at a typical job anymore. Then I am going to have to figure out a way to make this work. And I feel like that's what I did.